Bonsoir, and welcome to This Be the Verse, Poetry for Adults, here in the sub basement of PS 75, the Emily Dickinson School. Now I trust we all remember the importance of concentrated attention, and that you've all turned all of your mechanical devices OFF off, gone, done, dead, and stowed them away in some deep recess where they threaten no distraction. All you'll need here is your own beating heart and finely attuned senses. Marvelous. Now that all electronic extensions of self have been extinguished, let's just take a moment to enjoy it, shall we? Isn't that glorious?
Boring.
Fabrice McQueef. Dear heart, one must never fear boredom. Boredom is the fairy godmother of invention. In fact, boredom is merely an opportunity to plumb the depths of the rich reservoir of your own inner resources to find something to entertain yourself. And we here at This Be the Verse are dedicated to refreshing that reservoir. In fact, tonight, our entire class is modeled around entertainment. Because now that the semester is in full swing, there are the requisite parties to be considered. There's the flirting, the boozing, the chatting up, and the getting down. Of course, it's all fun and games until someone puts an eye out with a overzealous game of backgammon or bukkake or whatever party games are all the rage these days. And, of course, when one thinks of partiers, we can't help but turn our thoughts to that wild woman of Amherst, Emily Dickinson. Just listen to this. Wild nights, were I with thee, wild nights should be our luxury. Futile the winds to a heart in port, done with the compass, done with the chart. Rowing in Eden, ah, the sea, might I but moor tonight in thee. Woo! Oh my goodness. It quite takes one's breath away, doesn't it? But one must remember to at least try not to make a fool of oneself. And if one has ever donned a wig and a dress, false eyelashes and high heels, and then tugged one's curled conquistador away in a manger, swaddled by control-top pantyhose and 2 sizes too small Spanx, one might know a little bit about making a fool of oneself. But I digress. Just don't end up like any of our little starlets today, all slurred words and panties aslant, or you might risk being immortalized in a way that you hadn't quite thought you would be, like Lana Turner in Frank O'Hara's poem. Now, for those of you youngsters out there, Lana Turner was the Lindsay Lohan of her day. So if you'd like to substitute Lindsay Lohan's name for Lana Turner in the poem one night when you're regaling your friends with a recitation of the poem, be my guest, but I'll stay true to the original. Frank O'Hara said of this poem that it was one of his walking around New York type poems. And the title for it that he gave it was simply Poem. But I think most of us know it by Lana Turner Has Collapsed. Lana Turner has collapsed. I was trotting along and suddenly it started raining and snowing. And you said it was hailing, but hailing hits you on the head, hard. So it was really snowing and raining. And I was in such a hurry to meet you, but the traffic was acting exactly like the sky. And suddenly I see a headline, Lana Turner has collapsed. There is no snow in Hollywood. There is no rain in California. I have been to lots of parties and acted perfectly disgraceful, but I never actually collapsed. Oh, Lana Turner, we love you. Get up. So, as you can see, partying is fine, but one can't live a fully productive life in a fog of unabated inebriation. One must have stretches of sobriety, solitude, and yes, even silence, to live a fully productive and contemplative life. Our friend William Wordsworth knew this, and he tells us so in his poem, "The World is Too Much With Us." The world is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. This sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers, for this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God, I'd rather be a pagan suckled in a creed outworn. So might I, standing on this pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn, have sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn. Which, of course, is just another way of saying the world is full of wonder. Pay attention. See the links below for the poems. Subscribe. Until next time, moi. Simply moi. I am Too Tight Lautrec, and this be the verse.